Game engines are the backbone of video game creation and can be used for other interactive tools and real-time rendering, giving developers a single interface that provides access to all scripts and assets. Game engines can also include code templates, pre-built libraries, and other functionalities to save developers time while making code easier to read and write. When a company or individual chooses to develop a game, they must first decide on their engine before writing a single line of code. There are a number of factors that should play into your decision, such as whether your game is 2D or 3D, how skilled your development team is, and what coding languages they are experienced with. Lastly, licensing and pricing model will also be key considerations. Many game engines are free to the individual but require payment or take a cut from larger teams or commercial projects. Choosing an engine is largely about choosing the best development environment and toolset that will save you the most effort and time. To make your decision easier, we'll discuss 3 of the most popular game engines, what their pros and cons are, and their ideal use cases. As of 2021, Unreal Engine is a titan of the game engine industry, and is the closest there is to an industry-standard tool. The engine allows developers to program games using C++ or using Blueprints, which is UE's visual scripting language. Inexperienced users will want to start with Blueprints, while skilled developers can dive right into C++, mixing in Blueprints when it saves time. Unreal Engine is at its best for 3D projects. While the engine can support 2D games, and has been used for several high-profile 2D releases, it doesn't offer much in the way of supported tools for 2D development compared to other options. For 3D games, however, Unreal offers high performance and can produce excellent games with excellent graphics, provided that you have the resources to create the high-quality assets Unreal can handle that other game engines struggle with. The biggest downside of Unreal is that it can be tricky to learn for newer developers. If you don't have a lot of coding experience, other engines can be more user-friendly and often support languages that are easier to get the hang of. All in all, Unreal is an ideal tool when you have the resources to make high-quality art assets, want a high level of control over your script's behaviors, or really want to push for high performance. Unity is one of the most popular game engines for independent game makers and is also used by large professional game studios. The engine primarily supports C# programming, and its biggest claim to fame is its usability. Unity strikes a nice balance between being easy to use and complex enough to give developers the options they want. Users will have an easy time getting started with Unity, and as they learn more, Unity will enable them to develop more complex functionalities. Unity works well for both 2D and 3D projects, so it's one of the most flexible game engines on the market. For users that want a fully featured 2D game engine, Unity is one of the best options. Unity cannot get excellent performance out of highly detailed assets in the same way that Unreal Engine can. That said, most independent creators and small teams have assets that are simple enough for Unity to handle. Performance should be more of a consideration for larger teams or small teams with a lot of resources available. Overall, Unity is a great tool for beginners to game development and who are comfortable coding or learning code. Unity may not be a great choice for teams pushing for maximum performance with highly detailed 3D assets. Additionally, for users that don't want to code at all, a simpler engine may be preferred. GameMaker Studio is designed to be easy to use even for users that haven't done any coding. The engine includes both visual drag-and-drop coding and a proprietary language designed specifically for building games. While some developers aren't a fan of drag-and-drop coding, there have been many sophisticated games released using GameMaker Studio. The biggest downside of a proprietary coding language is that there are limited transferable skills from GameMaker Studio to a more sophisticated tool. Users will have an easier time moving between Unity and Unreal compared to moving from GameMaker Studio to either. One of the biggest advantages of GameMaker Studio is how much it takes care of under the hood for you. You can get a game running in GameMaker Studio with fewer lines of code compared to other options. This means that games can be prototyped and built faster in GameMaker Studio. It's also ideal for non-coders that want to build games but don't want to start coding right away. It can be a great choice for teams that want to build a game or prototype as quickly as possible. However, most teams will use other tools for more complex projects with more complex assets. In terms of licensing, Unity and Unreal both include forever-free versions for individual developers, though Unreal does take royalties on the sale of games made with its software. Both tools also offer licensed versions for larger teams and organizations. GameMaker Studio offers a free trial version, but for long-term use requires the purchase of a license. Additional licensing must be purchased if you are building a game for console instead of just PC. If you still aren't sure which game engine is right for you, consider checking out some verified reviews on trustradius.com. If you liked this video and want to see more content like it, hit the subscribe button so that you never miss an upload.